A farmer in America told me one year, he said they spray 5 times. 5 times before harvest, they spray the soybean field. He said all the weeds die and the soybean keeps growing. That's scary, isn't it? That soybean has not only been genetically modified, but it's got 5 doses of the xenoestrogens in it, the chemicals, the asides. If a human being eats that soybean, they're in trouble.
Hormones are crucial chemical messengers that regulate many bodily functions. However, hormonal imbalance, having too much or too little of a hormone, can lead to various physical and emotional health problems. Hormonal imbalances can cause symptoms such as early menstruation, heavy periods, fibroids, ovarian cysts, PCOS, and even cancers in women, often due to an imbalance between estrogen and progesterone.
I've heard of people say, I had breast cancer, tried the natural way and it just didn't work. I had ovarian cancer, tried the natural way and it didn't work. I'm always intrigued as to what this natural way is. Because yes, definitely we need water, we need exercise, we need early nights, we need nourishing food. That's all fairly common sense, isn't it? But what I'm about to tell you today is the missing link into why those 2 ladies didn't heal. In fact, why many didn't heal. And it also explains why Angelina Jolie did not have to remove her breasts, and many women follow suit. They actually just needed to balance their hormones. So I'm going to begin by going through some of the symptoms of a female having a hormonal imbalance, and then I'm going to give you the symptoms of a man having a hormonal imbalance. So with a woman, it would be early periods. Do you know normal is 16 to 18? And you hardly ever hear that today. We're getting young girls who are getting their periods at 9. That's a hormonal imbalance. Very heavy periods, very painful periods, sore breasts at period time, premenstrual tension. These are all symptoms of a hormonal imbalance. Also, polycystic ovarian syndrome, ovaries that have cysts growing on them, fibroids in the uterus, endometriosis, lumps in the breast cancer, cervical cancer, also polyps in the vagina, in the uterus, also depression and heart disease. These are some of the symptoms of a hormonal imbalance.
In men, imbalances may lead to low sperm count, erectile dysfunction, and prostate issues, typically from too much estrogen or too little testosterone.
What about a man? For a man, some of the symptoms are low sperm count. A lot of couples can't have children today. Sometimes it's the man, sometimes it's the woman. Also penile dysfunction, or erectile dysfunction, inability to hold an erection. In Australia, the current figures are 50% of men over the age of 40 are having trouble with this. That's crazy. Sorry, I got that mixed up. It's 40% of men over the age of 50 are struggling with this. And also prostate problems. A man with prostate problems, it's an indication of a hormonal imbalance. Too much of the female hormone can cause a man to be effeminate, and too much of the male hormone can cause a woman to be masculine. All of these are symptoms of a hormonal imbalance.
Even those with healthy lifestyles may suffer from these imbalances. In this video, Barbara O'Neill explains how to understand and treat hormonal imbalances naturally, focusing on specific foods that help restore balance and combat disease. Cruciferous vegetables.
Your liver has the ability to detoxify you from environmental poisons. There's the liver, and we're specifically talking about estrogen now. If the liver puts the estrogen down the hydroxy-2 pathway, it goes out of the body. If the liver takes the estrogen down the hydroxy-16 pathway, it comes back in 100 times worse. So you can see, ladies, we don't want the hydroxy-16 pathway. We want the hydroxy-2. I'm going to call it highway 2 and highway 16. And I'm going to make a list of foods and herbs and vitamins that stimulate highway 2, getting rid of that estrogen, and inhibit highway 16, which wants to keep it back in. One is the cabbage family. The cabbage family contain a plant chemical called indoles. And these indoles stimulate highway 2 and inhibit highway 16. So it can be very simple of just eating the cabbage family every day. So that might be broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, kale, bok choy, and of course cabbage. High estrogen opposes thyroid function. So people that have a thyroid problem, it can be a hormonal imbalance, and people that have a thyroid problem, they need to be cautious of raw brassica. Raw brassica or raw cabbage family contain goitrogens, and goitrogens inhibit thyroid function. So if someone's got underactive thyroid gland, they need to cook all their cabbage family, because cooking disarms the goitrogens. If someone has a hyperthyroidism, hyperactive thyroid, go for the raw cabbages, because you want to slow that thyroid down. Can you see that difference?
Barbara O'Neill recommends adding cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, kale, and Brussels sprouts to your diet to help keep hormones balanced. These vegetables contain special compounds called indoles that help the body process and remove excess estrogen, a hormone that can cause problems if it builds up too much. By eating these vegetables regularly, you can help your liver get rid of extra estrogen, preventing it from recycling back into your body, which can lead to issues like mood swings, weight gain, and even certain cancers.
Estrogen is going to be wearing a red dress, and estrogen's role in the human body is that of a cell proliferator. Cell proliferator basically means causes massive cell growth. It is estrogen that levels are high when a young girl is beginning to develop into a woman. So estrogen's very important, but estrogen is like fire and water, good slave, bad master. Don't we love fires in the cold weather? But we saw what fires did in Marysville, and don't we love water? We can't live without water, but on the news at the moment, they're evacuating thousands from Queensland because of the floods. And estrogen is like that. It's like carbohydrates. Carbohydrates aren't bad, but out of control they are. Estrogen's not bad, but when the estrogen levels go too high, that's when problems arise. Let's have a look at this dance. Let's have a look at the monthly cycle. Day 1 is the day that a woman begins to menstruate. Day 1 of the cycle, progesterone levels are low. So progesterone is backstage, so to speak. Day 1 of the cycle, estrogen levels are low, but by day 7, estrogen levels are rising up until day 11, where estrogen is now the star player in the dance.
To easily include cruciferous vegetables in your meals, Barbara suggests a simple and nutritious stir-fry. Start by heating a tablespoon of olive oil in a pan over medium heat. Add 2 cloves of minced garlic and sauté for about a minute until fragrant. Then, toss in 2 cups of mixed green leafy and cruciferous vegetables, like kale, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts, and stir-fry until they are tender, yet still bright and vibrant. Season the vegetables with salt and pepper, and for a burst of fresh flavor, squeeze some lemon juice over them. Serve this dish warm. Barbara O'Neill recommends enjoying this cruciferous vegetable stir-fry 2 to 3 times a week. Regularly including these vegetables in your diet can help enhance estrogen metabolism, support detoxification, and promote overall hormonal health. Flax seeds.
Looking at what else can stimulate highway 2 and inhibit highway 16 is flaxseed. Flaxseed every day from when you start eating in a couple of days, we will feed you again. You'll be getting ground flaxseed. It contains lignans, and these lignans stimulate highway 2 and inhibit highway 16. It rings true of Hippocrates saying, let food be your medicine and medicine be your food.
Flax seeds are another powerful food for balancing hormones, according to Barbara O'Neill. They are rich in natural substances called lignans, which help control estrogen levels in the body. Lignans attach to estrogen receptors and reduce the impact of stronger forms of estrogen, helping to keep hormone levels balanced. Adding ground flax seeds to your meals each day can help reduce symptoms of too much estrogen, such as irregular periods, mood changes, and other hormonal issues. To make it easy to add flax seeds to your routine, Barbara suggests a simple and delicious breakfast option. You can prepare a hormone-balancing breakfast bowl by mixing 1/4 cup of ground flax seeds into a cup of Greek yogurt or plant-based yogurt. Top this mixture with 1/2 cup of fresh berries, such as blueberries, strawberries, or raspberries, for an antioxidant boost. To sweeten it naturally, add a tablespoon of honey or maple syrup. For added nutrition, you can sprinkle a few hemp seeds on top. Stir everything gently before eating. Organic, non-GMO soy.
Let me just show you here the effect of the different estrogens. So here is an estrogen receptor site. So we only need 3. This is a cell, 3 cells with 3 estrogen receptor sites. And I want to show you the difference between the different estrogens. This is a xenoestrogen. So your xenoestrogens come from your plastics, come from your herbicides, insecticides. You know what side means? It means to kill. So when a person's eating a lot of food that is grown with herbicides, insecticides, they're getting this, and also your chemicals. And many Australians are killing themselves with what they're cleaning their bathrooms, what they're washing their clothes in, called xenoestrogens. They are 20,000 times stronger than human estrogen, so they're about that big. Here's human estrogen. And human estrogen, it just sits like this in the receptor site, and it's 20,000 times stronger than plant estrogen or phytoestrogen. Phyto means plant. Where do you get your plant estrogens? In your greens, your red clovers, your soy. So how big is it? It's only a little slip of a thing that just sits into the receptor site like that. Now when xenoestrogen comes in, which is actually 400,000 times stronger than the plant, it doesn't knock, it's got the key. It's got the key in these phenols, and it just comes in whether you need it or not. Whereas plant estrogen, found in the soy, it's synergistic. Synergistic means it works with the body. It comes to the cell and it knocks. Excuse me, can I come in? Cell says, please don't, we've got enough. Phytoestrogen says, well, I'll just sit at the door. And as a result, it protects against these guys. But if it knocks on the door and says, can I come in? And the cell says, we're a little low, please come in. That's the beauty of plants. They work with your body. Drugs do not do that. Drugs say, I'm coming in whether you need me or not. Drugs never cure disease. They interfere with the body functions. Let me show you the soybean grown in America today. Here it is. It's called Ready Roundup. Why is it called Ready Roundup? It's been genetically modified to resist Roundup. That's a bit scary. And so if a human being eats that soybean, it can cause disease by interfering with your DNA. A farmer in America told me one year, he said they spray 5 times. 5 times before harvest, they spray the soybean field. He said all the weeds die and the soybean keeps growing. That's scary, isn't it? That soybean has not only been genetically modified, but it's got 5 doses of the xenoestrogens in it, the chemicals, the asides. If a human being eats that soybean, they're in trouble. As far as the east is from the west, is that soybean to a non-GMO organically grown soybean. It's a pity to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Asians have been enjoying the wonders of soy for centuries. Soybean contains more potent anti-cancer properties than any food on the planet. If you buy organic, you can be guaranteed it's not genetically modified. If an organic farmer uses genetically modified seed, he uses his status, and Dell knows that. Dell's an organic farmer. You can even buy them in the supermarket. You just read in the paper, if you've got breast cancer, prostate cancer, don't eat soy. Don't eat soy? Which soy? Don't eat that soy, but eat that soy, that will help you heal. Do you ever read in the newspaper, if you've got breast cancer or prostate cancer, don't use plastics, don't use insecticides, herbicides, don't use chemicals? You will never read that.
Barbara O'Neill points out that organic, non-GMO soy can be good for balancing hormones, despite some misconceptions. Soy contains phytoestrogens, which are plant-based substances that can take the place of stronger estrogens in the body. These phytoestrogens are much weaker and can help protect against the more powerful and harmful types of estrogen found in some chemicals and plastics.
It's a plastic age, isn't it? Plastics are big today. I'm reading a fascinating book at the moment. A Canadian girl gave it to me. It's called Slow Death by Rubber Duck. And a fascinating story about how this group of women in Toronto, America, they campaigned to have the nasty plastics taken out of babies' bottles. Only there. That's a little scary, isn't it? You see, what gives the softness to plastic bottles is nonylphenols. And that is why the dashboard of new cars, it doesn't crack anymore. Remember when the dash used to crack? It doesn't now. It's got nonylphenols in it. And most plastic bottles have that softness. There's another phenol that's called bisphenol A. It's called BPA. And that's the one that you'll find lining the tins, lining plastic tins. Estrogen has a phenyl ring. Nonylphenols and bisphenol A all have the phenyl ring. And that phenyl is the key that unlocks the door into the estrogen receptor site on the cell. So when plastics are not so much consumed, but the food that touches them or is exposed to them, the person is taking those estrogen mimickers in.
It's important to choose organic soy to avoid genetically modified soy and pesticides, which can interfere with hormone balance. Pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are another food that Barbara O'Neill recommends for helping with hormone balance. They are full of zinc and magnesium, minerals that are important for making hormones in the body. Eating pumpkin seeds can help increase progesterone levels, a hormone that balances the effects of estrogen. This can be especially helpful for women who have symptoms like mood swings, low sex drive, and irregular menstrual cycles.
The pharmaceutical companies grow acres and acres of Mexican wild yam. From Mexican wild yam, they can extract a phytochemical called diosgenin, and in a laboratory, diosgenin can be converted to progesterone. It's called progesterone because it has an identical molecular structure to the progesterone that is made in a woman's body. But they can't patent that. You can only patent something new. That's why the pharmaceutical companies can't patent sodium bicarb, yeah? It's just a naturally occurring substance. So they add a few more atoms to one area and come up with a synthetic estrogen. A few more atoms are added to another area and synthetic progesterone is created. These synthetic hormones are what is in the pill, and when those synthetic hormones are fed into the biochemical pathway that your body uses to make its own hormones, it causes a slight disruption, and that's what they want. And the body thinks, what's this disruption? Must be pregnant. So the body stops releasing the egg, and the woman doesn't fall pregnant. And if the woman stops releasing an egg, what's not made? Corpus luteum is not made. Month after month on the pill, what's happening now is, you see, progesterone's your number one hormone, estrogen number two. Month after month on the pill, what's happening to progesterone? No ovulation, no corpus luteum made, no progesterone. Month after month on the pill with its synthetic estrogen, what's happening to estrogen? Good slave, bad master is now the master. And it is this situation called progesterone deficiency, estrogen dominance, that is causing all the problems that we are seeing. What does the cycle look like now? Estrogen's far too high, progesterone is far too low. And what does the woman feel like 1 week before her monthly cycle? Watch out, she'll bite your head off. It's called premenstrual tension. The part of time of the month where the progesterone should be high is not there. I said to one lady, do you have premenstrual tension? She said, no, I just hate my husband for a week every month. She's got it. How many women think it's normal and how many men think it's normal? I've got some good news today. It's not normal.
To incorporate pumpkin seeds into your diet, Barbara suggests a simple recipe for a zinc-rich snack. Preheat your oven to 300 degrees. Take 1 cup of pumpkin seeds and toss them with a tablespoon of olive oil and a pinch of sea salt. Spread the seeds evenly on a baking sheet and roast them in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes, stirring occasionally to ensure they are evenly toasted. Once done, let them cool before serving. Licorice root.
Licorice. I'm not talking about Darryl Lee, I'm talking about the herb licorice. Have you ever had blackadder? It's a herb tea bag that's got peppermint, licorice, aniseed. Very nice. Might be as simple as having 1 or 2 drinks of that a day. But if you have high blood pressure, eliminate the licorice, because if your blood pressure's high, it can boost it up again. And vitamin B6, vitamin B9, vitamin B12. These 3 vitamins have the ability to discourage highway 16, encourage highway 2 in the pathways in the liver. We have been giving you a mix that's called Super B, and it has B1, B2, B3, that's for your energy cycle, B6, B9, B12 to encourage highway 2 and discourage highway 16. So great little mix.
Barbara O'Neill suggests using licorice root for its ability to help manage stress hormones. Licorice root can help lower cortisol levels, which is the hormone the body releases when you're stressed. High cortisol can throw off the balance of other hormones, like estrogen and progesterone. By helping to reduce stress and supporting the health of the adrenal glands, which produce hormones, licorice root can help keep hormone levels balanced. However, Barbara O'Neill advises that people with high blood pressure should use licorice root carefully, as it can increase blood pressure. Barbara suggests using licorice root in simple teas to take advantage of its health benefits. One popular recipe is a licorice root lung tonic. To make this, place 1 teaspoon of dried licorice root in a cup and cover it with boiling water. Steep for 10 minutes, then strain and drink the tea warm. This tea can be consumed 1 to 2 cups daily to support not only hormonal balance but also respiratory health. By incorporating these 5 foods into your diet, you can naturally support hormone balance and improve overall health, as Barbara O'Neill recommends. These simple dietary changes can make a significant difference in managing symptoms and reducing the risk of hormone-related diseases.